Good morning to everyone. Myself Jasmine Sinha, and today we are going to talk about a very important and interesting topic which is known as food. But food sounds little boring. So it's not boring because it also includes many things. Now we eat food to get energy, build our body, for growth, for all the things. But in food there are nutrients. Now what are they? Now the three major nutrients is is carbohydrate, fat and protein. And the not very major but important protein nutrients are like vitamins and minerals. Now we are going to talk about each of them in detail. So let's start by protein. Now protein helps our body to repair and build our body, and it also helps in growth of a child, and it is very important for child. Now the foods which are very rich in protein are known as bodybuilding foods. Now bodybuilding foods also repair our body and helps in many ways. Now the example of protein is milk. Now do you know in milk all the major nutrients are there like protein, carbohydrate, fats and other too. Now there is protein too, but in just less amount. Okay, the protein rich food is nuts. So we eat it in winters, and it is very rich in protein. So I hope you will also eat it. You can see all the nuts over here in my hands. There are other nuts too, but it is very rich. These are very rich in it. Now let's go on. Now, do you know if you will not eat protein very much, so the disease, the deficiency disease of protein is kwashiorkor and marasmus. So I hope you don't want these diseases to happen on you. So please eat protein. Now let's move on to carbohydrates and fats. 1 minute, but why I am saying carbohydrates and fats both together? So because carbohydrates and fats together give us energy, and the food which are rich in carbohydrates and fats are called as energy giving food. Now it gives us energy to work too. Now the example of carbohydrate is chapati. You eat it many times on a home. Chapati, rice and many other things. Now let's talk about fats. Now the example of fats are oil and butter. It is very tasty, no? Now, but do you know there are two types of fats, bad fat and good fat. The example of bad fat is trans fat, and the examples are more also. Now let's move on. Now let's talk about vitamins. Now vitamins are also very important for our body. There are 6 types of vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. And you know there are basically 13, but we are going to learn about 6 only, because vitamin B is also called as vitamin B complex. In vitamin B complex there are 8 vitamins So in total there are 13. But today we are going to talk about only 6. Now let's talk about vitamin A. Now vitamin A is very important for our eyes and skin. Now if you will not eat it, then you will also suffer from the deficiency disease of vitamin A. Just a moment. In all the things I am talking about deficiency diseases, but what are they? Now, the deficiency disease are the disease which are not transferred to one to other. They are caused by only the nutrition like protein and etc. They are not caused by the viruses and other things. Okay, they are only caused by nutrition. If you will not take them, so it will happen. Now the deficiency disease of vitamin A is night blindness. In night blindness, you can't see anything in night. That's very horrible, no? Then let's talk about vitamin B. Now vitamin B is very important for our muscles. Now the example of vitamin B is this. Like paneer. Paneer is also rich in vitamin B. And cheese. Let me show you. And one more, I think I forgot to show you the vitamin A examples too. First see the vitamin B examples. Yes. Now here is our vitamin A examples. It is the capsicum and the spinach. So and vitamin A is present in very green vegetables too. So you will eat it, okay? Now you have seen, so let's move on. Now, if you will not take vitamin B, the deficiency disease will be beriberi. What's that? In beriberi, your muscles will stop working. First, you will start feeling very weak, and after some days, your muscles will stop working. That's very, hard. Now, let's go to vitamin C. Vitamin C you had heard about very much. Your mother says that eat the lemon. In the lemon there is very much vitamin C. Now, the example of vitamin C are these. Lemon and orange. See? You have eaten all these, yeah? And they are very healthy too and juicy. Now, the deficiency disease of vitamin C is scurvy. It sounds very type of dangerous, no? In scurvy, your gums starts bleeding very, very much. And it is very, Then let's move on to vitamin D. Vitamin D is present in very things, but I don't have the example of vitamin D. So the very important example and very rich example of vitamin D is sunlight. You all know about sunlight, no? Sunlight have so much vitamin D, and it is a natural source of vitamin D. So, when the sun rises and when the sun sets in the evening, at that time the sunlight have a rich amount of vitamin D. So you will always take the sun bath and in the evening and in the morning. Now then, what's the disease of vitamin D, the deficiency disease, it is rickets. Oh God, it's so, no. In nature, your legs will just be opposite like this. Okay, sorry, this shape, in this shape. Okay, it will, I can't just believe, like a oval shape or like a ball. Okay, so then vitamin E, you have heard about it. There are vitamin E capsules too. Now vitamin E helps in your growth of your hairs, and it is very important for mothers. Okay. Now if you will not eat vitamin E, especially mothers, then you will suffer from a deficiency disease of vitamin E, which is known as Stillert. In it, the baby will be not born because it is very important for the babies and for mothers. Okay. Now, let's move on to vitamin K. Now, vitamin K, it sounds interesting, huh? So, vitamin K helps in clotting of blood, okay? In it, when you get hurt, okay? When you get hurt from something, when there is a scratch on your hand, then you see for some seconds the blood is coming out, for some minutes or very far, बहुत sorry very less time. So when the blood came out, then you see there is type of very rough thing just coming on it, on a scratch. So it is because of vitamin K. Vitamin K helps in it. So if there is not vitamin K, your blood will come out, and after some time it leads to death. So vitamin K is also very important. Now let's move on. Now let's talk about minerals. What are minerals? So minerals, the example are calcium, fiber, iron, iodine, and etc. So let's talk about iron. Now iron, where is iron present more? Iron is in milk. It is very much in milk. Now let's see. Now if you will not eat the iron, then the deficiency disease are anemia. Do you know what is anemia? Anemia, when just your hand, you see your hand, there's some red things, okay? Red spots you see, it's not yellowish, okay? So in anemia, your hand gets yellowish. Not very much, like a cartoon, not that much, but yellowish. Because it is very important for the blood. Iron is very important for the blood. Now, then let's talk about iodine. Iodine is present in, what is this? This is salt. Okay, you eat in many things like vegetables, where you eat tomatoes, raw tomatoes, and cucumbers, and you use it very much. So it is very healthy too, because in salt there is iodine, and the deficiency disease of iodine is glottis. In glottis, your neck will swallow. It will just, and then now let's go to calcium. Now, what's calcium? calcium. Now calcium is also, a mineral too. So calcium is very helpful for your bones and teeth. If you don't eat, of course, your bones will stop growing and your teeth will also get, it will be not very strong, your teeth will be not very strong. Now, calcium is also present in milk. You see how many things are present in milk? That's why the milk is called as complete food. In milk, it is also present. Now, so we have discussed about all the types of food. Now, I think you enjoyed my video. So thank you and have a nice day ahead.